What is up, my friends? It's Ray back here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the BenQ X3100i. It's BenQ's latest high-end 4LED 4K HDR gaming projector that is guaranteed to take any gaming setup to a whole new level. Now, you might recall a little over a year ago, I reviewed the awesome BenQ X3000i, and I gave it so much praise. It looks very similar to this one. The X3000i has been my go-to gaming display for well over a year already, so when BenQ announced this new model right here, I was ecstatic to check it out. The X3100i is very similar to the X3000i design-wise. However, it does come with a number of quality of life improvements that make it an overall solid upgrade. It features 3300 lumens of brightness, up from 3000 in the X3000i, stunning vibrant colors with 100% coverage of the DCI P3 color space, deep blacks and shadows with HDR Pro, booming built-in speakers with cinematic spatial audio, versatile setup capabilities thanks to a new vertical lens shift knob on top, a variety of different game modes to swap between, the ability to fully customize colors with BenQ's setting exchange app, and so much more. The X3100i is an absolute beast of a projector. However, despite all of those amazing features, there are some little things that I would change, which we'll talk about later on in this video. Before we continue on with this review though, let us rewind to a quick unboxing and setup so you guys can see what you get in the box with this thing and how to get rolling with it. So when you first get the X3100i, it's going to arrive in a fairly large box that weighs roughly around 15 pounds. If you have the X3000i, you know what to expect here. In the box, you're going to find a QS02 media streaming stick with Android TV, a US powered cord, a European power cord, I guess in case you need it, a quick start guide along with adjustment feet, a newly designed remote which is different than the one included with the X3000i, and then there is the main attraction, the projector itself, which is very well packed in here. Installing that media streaming stick is super easy. You just unscrew the top lid with an M2 screwdriver, you install the stick in the HDMI port there, you plug in the USB power cable, and you close it back up. The design of the X3100i is pretty much exactly the same as the X3000i, which isn't a bad thing by any means. They're both very good looking projectors. When they're side by side, it's hard to tell the difference between them. They have the same front, the same side panels, even the same set of ports around back. The only way to tell the difference between the two is that new vertical lens shift knob on top of the X3100i, which is surprisingly a very welcomed upgrade. With the X3000i, you had to be very precise with how you angled the actual projector. With the X3100i, you could be off by a lot, and you could use the vertical lens shift knob to fix the image to your screen without impacting image quality. It's pretty awesome. I really like how projectors continue to get easier to use and more accessible to first-time users. Gone are the days involving hours of setup just to add a projector to your space. It's a pretty seamless switch from a traditional display nowadays. When it comes to picture quality, as you've been seeing throughout this video, the X3100i shines bright, no pun intended. If you've used the X3000i before, you'll have a good idea of what to expect here. The picture quality is just as impressive with beautiful crisp 4K resolution, bright and vibrant colors, dark shadows, and high refresh rates for gaming. That slight boost in brightness that the X3100i has over the X3000i doesn't make that big of a difference for me personally, but if you plan to use this projector in a space where there's more ambient light, it should definitely come in handy. It's amazing how much this projector looks like an actual display when it's on my 100-inch screen. This is honestly why I love gaming on projectors over displays nowadays. The brightness, the colors, the refresh rates, the input lag, it's all so good now, and it truly rivals some of the best displays out there. There's simply nothing like getting immersed in your favorite games on such a big screen, especially when they look this good. I tested the X3100i with that included Android TV dongle, my Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series S, and even Apple TV 4K, and everything that I threw at it looked outstanding. What's neat is that BenQ gives you a ton of flexibility to adjust the colors of this projector to your liking. Built into the projector are a bunch of gaming presets like HDR FPS, RPG, and SPG to adjust the input lag, refresh rates, and color settings more towards the type of game that you're playing. On top of that, you can also find specific color presets for specific games games that other users create with BenQ's setting exchange app. This is one of the X3100i's standout features. To take advantage of it though, you will need to connect the projector via USB to your PC with the app installed to load up those settings. Unfortunately, the app is not compatible with Mac and I don't have a PC to test it, but from what I've seen, the app does look intuitive and very easy to use. Alternatively, BenQ does provide a list of color settings for specific games on their website that you can follow and manually change things on the projector itself. This is really nice if you don't have a PC like myself to use the app. Honestly, the X3100i looks so good out of the box that I don't think many people will feel the need to tweak things very much, but the flexibility is more than there if you need it. Next, sound quality. BenQ packed dual 5-watt speakers into the X3100i here that pair very well with the huge display. The speakers are easily going to be able to fill a medium-sized room with clear booming sound. The audio is nicely balanced, and like the picture quality, there are a number of built-in sound presets to choose from to tailor things to what you're watching or to what you're playing. These built-in speakers get loud, like very loud, so if you're planning on getting the X3100i, I really wouldn't worry about getting a pair of external speakers along with it, unless of course that is you want to get surround sound or something like that. In most cases though, you're not going to need a pair of external speakers. Here's a quick sound test so you guys can hear why. And finally, the things that I would change. As good as the X3100i is, as I mentioned before, there are some things that I would change. First, I definitely would have liked to have seen a Thunderbolt USB-C port on this new model. It would be awesome to be able to connect and charge your computer or tablet like you can do with most displays nowadays. I feel like it would give gamers more connectivity options and also allow them to change color settings easier, since USB-C is the way that we're going. The other thing that I would change is the remote. Well, not the remote itself, I do like the new design, but I would change the button backlights. Every time you press a button, it lights up and turns off. If you're inputting text on a keyboard or browsing through Android TV, the remote is consistently blinking. It would be nice if the remote light just stayed on for a little bit longer so it didn't have to flicker so much. To start closing this out, I've used many projectors over the years, but few come close to being as good as BenQ's X3000 series. They are absolute powerhouses that will take any gaming setup to a new level, and the X3100i is no exception. It's a solid addition to the lineup and easily one of the top 3 projectors that I've ever used. There's a lot to love about it. Setup is easier than ever thanks to that lens shift knob. The 4K image quality is outstanding. The colors are bright and vibrant with tons of flexibility to adjust them to your liking. The built-in speakers are booming, and the included Android TV dongle gives you everything you need to create the ultimate setup right out of the box. If you already have the X3000i, I don't think there's enough of a reason to upgrade to this one, but if you're looking to get your first gaming projector or upgrade to one, it does not get much better than the X3100i right here. It's BenQ's best projector, refined and made even better. I think that's the best way to describe this thing. So that's about all I got for this video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, you know the drill. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow at Raymond Strazdas on Twitter or X or whatever we call it this week, and Instagram for so much more. Until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Peace!